Hey, welcome back to Chilling with Daquan. Hopefully, you guys are doing great today. So, for today, we are doing a new series Manga Wednesday Keep or Drop. So, essentially, is I read a whole bunch of manga and then I decide if I want to continue reading it or just completely drop it. Because I have a whole bookshelf of manga that I just haven't read. So this gives me an opportunity to actually read the ones that I do have and try to not keep the ones that I don't enjoy, essentially. So before we do get started, I'm going to show you all the manga that I have. It's only five. And I want you guys to guess what am I going to keep and what am I going to get rid of, pretty much. So Succubus and Hitman. Show the back as well. Chain Soldier. This one had like a nice cover though, I won't lie. So did the Succubus and Hitman. Go Go Loser Ranger. Not a bad cover. Not too bad of a cover. Sweat and Soap. Interesting cover choice, right? Interesting cover choice. Not bad. And last but not least, we have Citrus. Not bad. Not bad either. So, yeah, I want you guys to take a minute. If you have to, pause the video if you have to, and then try to decide which ones do you think that I am going to keep or drop. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let's not waste any time. Well, we're gonna start with Succubus and Hitman. This was good, honestly, and I've had this volume sitting on my shelf for quite a while now, and I wasn't sure if it would be good or not, because I do buy a lot of volume ones for manga, which is kind of bad, but it's also good. It's one of those gray areas, pretty much. And I was fairly surprised with this series. I really enjoyed it a lot. It is an isekai, which was surprising, but it shouldn't have been because it was Succubus. But I didn't realize it was an isekai until I got like halfway through the manga. And I was like, oh, okay. So essentially, you have the main character here, this guy, he gets reborn because he ends up dying in his previous life, and the main character here decides to give his life up to help his little sister. So it was kind of a swap in a way. And basically the main character is on a revenge quest, and she's here to help him get the revenge he needs. And that's pretty much the story. And then you have a whole bunch of extra set pieces here and there of action, and you get a little bit more story of why he's doing what he's doing and how everything happened. And the way the first volume ended, it ended on like kind of a cliffhanger, essentially. Like a lot of action was picking up and it was getting really intense, and then it just stopped right there for the next chapter to continue. So I do plan on actually continue reading this volume. I'm gonna continue getting more of these. I enjoyed it a lot. Surprisingly, I really had this just sitting on the shelf. I'm like, let me just read it, and it was really good. I was skeptical about it because I was like, maybe this won't be too good or anything. Maybe I'll just forget about it and drop it. But no, I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, if you're into isekais or anything like that, this is right up your alley. I believe you would fairly enjoy it as well. The next one, that Chain Soldier. What can I say about this? It's not bad per se. It was an okay read. To me personally, I understand the concept they're going for it. With there's a other world, the kid gets sucked into it, and then he becomes basically her slave. He has like powers or whatever when they do like a connection, pretty much. And to me personally, I just didn't enjoy it that much. I just feel like I wasn't really into the story. The story didn't pull me in enough. And I finished it. I finished the whole thing. It did take me a while to finish it because it was just kind of whatever, honestly. But I was like, I've already started it. I need to finish it, just to see how it ends. I mean, the first chapter ending wasn't too bad. I mean, there are some action pieces in here. And then there's fan service as well, but the fan service just wasn't enough to keep me even entertained to continue reading it, honestly. I was really hoping the story would be more interesting. I was expecting something entirely different. I didn't think it was gonna be like the way I thought it was. I saw the name, like, oh, Chain Soldier, okay, that sounds interesting, and then the way they have it is it just personally just wasn't for me. Me personally, just not for me, but this could be for someone else. You could enjoy something like this. I mean, the kid does have powers, when he transforms into like this mommy looking monster, and it's cool, but the story to me personally just wasn't enough to keep me entertained enough to say, all right, I need to get it, so yeah, I'm dropping this. I won't be getting more of this. So it's sad to say, I really do hate dropping manga, but this ain't it. So yeah. On to the next one. We have Go Loser Ranger. This one was an interesting choice that I got. I saw it, I heard about it, and people said it was kind of like The Boys. So I was like, oh, all right, cool. I like The Boys, and I could see the premise of it kind of being similar to The Boys, with people having these people having extreme power, and they pretty much are, doing it for, from the way this story is, I guess you could say they're evil, and you have these ones who are actually good guys. Well, okay, so these people who are the like rangers, they're not good people, but in the story they seem like good people because they fight these enemies who they use to make a performance for, the city to see that, oh, you have these protectors and stuff protecting the city when it's not real, and then eventually one of the people who are one of the actors or aliens, I guess you can say, he gets fed up and says, forget this, I don't want to do this anymore, so he ends up infiltrating, the base, yada yada yada, and tries to steal their weapons, essentially, and that's pretty much the premise of it. But I don't know, I just couldn't get with the story. I tried. I read this thing twice, and I really, really tried to like it, but I just couldn't. I couldn't get into the story. I don't know why, but it just didn't catch my eye, And like I said, this is just my opinion. Someone else could love this series. Me personally, I just couldn't get into it, I could, like I said, see where they would go with the Boys type of vibe. I could see it, but it's not entirely like The Boys. Who knows? Maybe the series does get better in other chapters, but this first volume did not hook me. It did not hook me, so I'm dropping it. Okay, next, we're just moving right along, honestly. Next, we have Sweat and Soap. So you're probably reading this title thinking, Sweat and Soap, what is that about? Yeah, it stands correct. It's literally about sweat and soap, literally. That's literally the whole volume. Like, this guy here, this girl here. The girl has a sweating problem, and the guy is like the soap guy who makes a soap for the company and everything, and he gets inspired by her scent, and he basically just uses her to get inspired to make other scents for the soaps because of her smell and her sweat and everything. And honestly, I didn't know what to think going into reading this, but I enjoyed it a lot. I was really surprised how much I enjoyed this that much. It's a very good love story between two people, and yes, it could come off as weird, but I think this is one of those like weird fetish anime manga, not anime. Maybe there will be an anime for this, but a manga. But it was interesting. The story really kept me engaged enough to continue reading. I never felt like a chore to read, and it was a good read. Honestly, I enjoyed it a lot to where I want to get more of these. Definitely gonna keep this for sure, because the series, the way I think it's going, it's a lot of stuff is happening really fast. So it's like happening extremely fast, but the way they do everything here is done pretty well. The way the story is told, how you see the relationship growing, you see that they're trying to understand one another, they're trying to understand each other's tendencies and stuff, and there's just the way it does it. It's not bad. It's actually really good. It's actually sort of wholesome. It's crazy to say, it's sweat and soap, but it's kind of wholesome. Honestly, it's really a good read. But then, like I said, these are all my opinions, because I could like this series, and someone else could just hate it entirely, But I enjoyed this a lot. I really did. I do look forward to getting more of these as well. So we have the last one here, which is Citrus. Yeah, Citrus is really good. I enjoyed this series, this first volume, really well. If you're into, Yuri's, then you'll know this is right up your alley. This story is really good. Now, I've seen the anime, already, but I really wanted to get the book to continue the story, because the way the anime left it, it was just leaving a gap in me. Like, damn, you gonna do me like this? Come on, man. So I had to get the series. I had to pick it up, and I'm not disappointed at all. Like, I enjoyed this a lot. And if you never heard of Citrus, it's basically these two girls end up falling in love. And I will say they're so-called sisters, but they're not really sisters. Like, she has her own dad, and the other girl has her own dad, but the mom says that they're sisters, but they're not technically sisters, but they do end up falling in love. And the way the story does it is really well. Like, it's just the way they have it written down is very, very interesting. I liked it a lot, to the point where I definitely want to pick more up. I'm definitely going to keep this. And yeah, I mean, you should definitely, I think people would love this series. I feel like this series does not get enough attention. I swear, I don't think it does. I don't hear a lot of people talk about Citrus, but I love this series as a whole. Like, the story is really, really well done. And then, like I said, it's my opinion. Someone could hate these series or love them. The ones that I dropped, they may be someone's favorite series, and I do apologize for dropping it like that, but that's just how I feel, but I don't know how I'm going to do this series. I'm not sure if I want to do it weekly, bi-weekly, every Wednesday, every other Wednesday, every 2 weeks from now. I don't know. It just all depends on how I feel, and stuff like that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, say it with me now. Stay amazing. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey, if you guys enjoyed that video, make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, you can check out my other videos linked here. And as always, stay amazing. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.